In this session, we are going to learn how to run Spark on top of Oozie. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, log in into CloudX Lab. Once you log in into CloudX Lab and click on My Lab, you will see this screen. Click on Lab Credentials and you'll be able to see the login, the password, as well as these buttons. Okay, so click on Hue here. Hue is the editor using which you generally interact with your data in the Hadoop. Next is that we go into workflows and go into editors, click on editors. Okay, create a new workflow. So let's try to rename the workflow and change it something else. We call it Spark Pi workflow. Okay, for whatever reason it's not taking it. Spark Pi. Okay, so enter works, the tick does not work. All right, so you do it here and press enter. Never mind. Now the next step is to keep saving it, and then we drag this Spark program into this drop location. The value of Spark master means where do we want to run our Spark programs? Do we want to run on Yarn? Do we want to run on Mesos? Do we want to run on a Spark standalone cluster? Or do we want to run Spark on locally? So here we are running a Spark locally, and the mode is client. What does it mean by client? Where is your driver running? Is the driver running inside the cluster or outside the cluster? Inside means here either you can specify cluster or you can specify client. Client means the Spark driver is running outside the cluster. Okay. Next is we specify the name of the main class. The name of the main class is, in our case, the name of the main class is this. Okay, org Apache Spark examples dot sparkpy. All right. Then let's specify the location of jar. Okay, this is the location of jar. What is a jar file or py file? So Java programs are compiled. So when you write your Java code, you write in .java files, right? Using Java C, you compile .java files into .class files. .class files are Java bytecodes. Okay, so Java bytecodes are run by Java Virtual Machine so that these Java bytecodes, whether from they're compiled on other machine, they can be executed somewhere else. Okay, so Java bytecodes is .class files, and you can bundle many of these files together in .jar. .jar is like a zip file containing many other files. All right, and interesting part is that the Scala programs, which you generally write with the extension .scala, that also get compiled into .class file. Okay, so that your Scala program can also run on top of Java virtual machine. Okay, so .jar file could contain your Java program, Scala program, or or both of these combined. Next is you can also specify the Python programs here. .py. In case of Python, we generally create .py and then put our logic in the .py and put it here. Okay. All right. One more thing to note here is, since we are specifying it as a local file, this file must be available on all the machines. But in case it's your own file, your own program, a safer way is upload your program into HDFS and specify here HDFS://. Okay, but we are going with the local file here because this example comes with Spark by default, and this has been installed on all of the nodes. Therefore, this jar file is available on all the nodes. Okay. Also, we can specify the arguments. This program expects an argument, which is an integer value Okay, and this one is going to compute the pi, the value of pi, which is 3.14, using Spark by dividing the circle into parts and counting the dots. Okay, so you can go into more details of the approach of computing pi in their documentation. Okay, so once we are done writing this, we can save it. We can click on save, and once it is saved, then you can submit it. Okay, you can submit it. Okay, it says that it has been killed. Okay, let's take a look at the logs. And how do you take a look at the logs? Go into actions, click on the log file. Okay, it says that it has been killed. You again click on the logs and take a look at it. Okay, so let's understand what does it mean. Okay, let's go into std error. Okay, the main class this through exception null, it says number format exception. Okay, and why did that happen? Let's try to understand. So the main class is correct, the file is correct, and maybe there is a problem with the arguments. Okay, probably the parsing argument, you see there is a problem while the main method of our SparkPy is trying to do the parse end. Okay, so let's see if we can locate the error. We go back. Okay, we go back, further back, and click on the workflow again here. Okay, click on the workflow again, and here is the workflow. Okay, I click on edit the workflow. So here, for some reason, it did not accept my 10 argument. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it again and run it. For whatever reason, it did not accept my 10 as the argument. So we were trying to specify it again. And this is the location the logs are going to be. So we can take a look at the logs, but it seems that it is not yet hooked. Never mind. So we'll just wait for a minute here. It should work. Okay, this time it has succeeded. Now, how do we see the results? We go into actions, click on the logs. Okay, so you can see that pi is roughly 3.143348. Okay, for more precisions, you can increase the value of the argument from 10 to something else. And this is the way we were able to successfully run our Spark program. Thank you.